We begin then with the philosopher modernists, place the foundation of religious philosophy in that doctrine which is commonly called agnosticism. According to this teaching, human reason is confined entirely within the field of phenomena, appearances. That is to say, to things that appear and in the manner in which they appear. This is the philosophical root of the writings of John Paul II. The phenomenologists are distinguished from the healthy and sound philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas in being the contradictory assessment of reality. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas says, a thing is what it is, and a thing cannot be and not be at the same time. One and the same thing either is or is not. This is what I explained yesterday when I was talking about act and potency. There are three stages of being. Non-being at all, being in potency, being in act. See, in act, I'm a priest. In potency, I'm a pope. But in no way am I a mother. And this is an assessment of reality that will appeal to the common sense that God has given us. And if you see a car passing, you will say this is a car. Either it is a car or it's not a car. But it will not depend on its being car on what you think. The phenomenologists say it's your decision. It is what it is, appears to you. And this is what I call subjectivism. Because you look at an orange and you say, because you don't like it, you say, this is not an orange, this is trash. That doesn't change the fact that it is an orange. And if you use a beautiful Tuscany flower vase as ashtray, it doesn't become an ashtray. It's still a flower vase abused as ashtray. It doesn't become an ashtray. But according to the phenomenologist, it is just what you use it for. Pure subjectivism. There's no objective truth anymore. And this is exactly why Pope John Paul II believes that you can be saved in other religions. All you have to have is your feeling for the truth. For what truth? Your feeling for being good and nice. And this is a result, this subjectivism is a result of the modernists' belief in what St. Pius X, who has read some of the worst modernist authors, calls vital immanence. The positive part of this agnosticism consists in what they call vital immanence. That will be an explanation for that, will be sought in vain outside of man himself. It must therefore be looked for in man. You see what I'm getting to? When people talk to you about experiences of faith, they do not talk anymore about having read a dogma or a doctrine. They will tell you this is just an experience of faith that I shared. So they're looking, instead of looking at objective facts on the outside, they look into their own religious feelings. And this is what they call the vital immanence. Immanence means it's remaining within you. It's a sort of vital principle that comes from your inside. Something which actually, for those who are interested in philosophy, that's exactly what the Stoics thought. This is what the beautiful old emperor Marcus Aurelius thought. Well, Marcus Aurelius was not a Christian. It must therefore be looked for in man. And since religion is a form of life, the explanation must certainly be found in the life of man. In this way is formulated the principle of religious immanence. You see, it's in man. It's not the objective revelation coming from God. It is not tradition handed down from generation to generation in the church, from pope to pope in the church. No, it is all within ourselves. You see, this is the root for the blasphemous statement in Gaudium et Spes of Vatican II, number 12, where it says, believers and non-believers alike agree with the fact that all the church's efforts are directed towards man. Where's the greater glory of God? It's within us. within ourselves. This is what they think, and this is what they teach. When the Jesuits were still Catholics in the old days, their coat of arms said, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, to the greater glory of God. And the motto of my personal coat of arms is, omnia ad maiorem Dei gloriam, everything to the greater glory of God. So when Gaudium et Spes talks about the efforts of the churches being directed towards man, it is pronouncing blasphemy, because it is substituting God with man, for which you will find innumerable other examples on my video that is still up to come, God willing. And this is why they say revelation for them is at the same time of God and from God. That is to say, God is both the revealer and the revealed. And if we look for this revelation within ourselves, then we are revealing ourselves to us. Does that sound absurd enough? Well, Gaudium et Spes number 22 says so. For in his becoming man, Christ has revealed man to himself. Gaudium et Spes 22. And the Pope quotes this a couple of dozen times in his encyclicals and letters and whatever else he writes. The Pope has a disconcerting habit of concentrating his quotations on the worst parts of Vatican II. And because man is really revealing himself to himself, we have what St. Pius X calls the religious consciousness, and regarding the religious consciousness and faith, from this venerable brethren. He's talking to the bishops in this encyclical, as I said before. From this venerable brethren springs that most absurd tenet of the modernists, that every religion, according to the different aspect under which it is viewed, must be considered as both natural and supernatural. It is thus that they make consciousness and revelation synonymous. Consciousness means my being aware of what is revealed, and revelation meaning what is revealed. So my being aware of revelation is actual revelation to me. That means I don't need the church handing over a dogma to me. I have it within me anyway, which is the explanation why they believe that all religions lead towards God, including the voodoo magicians in South Africa, to whom John Paul II, he was addressing Satanists, to whom John Paul II was giving praise on religious liberty, as if he was talking to an acceptable and respectable religion. Now get this, the present Pope is calling Satanism indirectly an acceptable and respectable religion that falls under the paragraph of liberty of religions proclaimed by Vatican II. From this they derive the law laid down as the universal standard according to which religious consciousness is to be put on an equal footing with revelation. You see? What I feel inside is equal to revelation. Do you understand now how it is possible that they say that tradition is improved and will grow with our experiences and our studies? Yes, of course, if we are the ones who reveal the truth to ourselves, sure we can improve tradition. And that is, it must all submit, even the supreme authority of the church, and that to it all must submit, even the supreme authority of the church, whether in the capacity of teacher or in that of legislator, in the province or of sacred liturgy and discipline. That means what I feel is right. And if I feel that the new Mass is beautiful and right, then the new Mass is beautiful and right, period. This is total religious anarchy. It is speeding by far and going by far beyond all the Protestant teachings we've ever had. It is thus that the religious sense which through the agency of vital immanence emerges from the lurking places of the subconsciousness. Ah, there is God already. It is the germ of all religion and the explanation of everything that has been or ever will be in any religion. This sense, which was first only rudimentary and almost formless, under the influence of that mysterious principle from which it originated, gradually matured with the progress of human life. See that? Gradually it matured. The source of our religion is gradually maturing, of which, as has been said, it is a certain form. This, then, is the origin of all, even of supernatural religion. For religions are mere development of this religious sense. This is the explanation on why not only you can be saved in all the religions, as they say, but this is the reason why we are searching for the truth. I'm not searching for the truth. I have it here. Denzinger Schönmetz, a collection of papal documents and dogmas. I got the truth in this book. I'm not searching for it. Nor is the Catholic religion an exception. It is quite on a level with the rest. This is why we have to be ecumenical. And all these ecumenical activities with the Protestant and the Eastern churches is because if you can be saved in them, within these religions, and because of these religions, then why convert? This is exactly why missionary activities today are dead. And when recently a bishop of the Ukrainian Catholic Church, John Venari was telling you this story, wanted to convert, he was turned down by Rome. And as Bishop Tissier de Mallaré said very well, if we call the Ballaments Agreement and the Vatican II, if we call the Ukrainian Church the daughter of the Russian Orthodox Church, and the Russian Orthodox Church is our sister church, then maybe we are the aunt of the Ukrainian Church, and this is our niece. You see the absurdity of what they are saying? They call a Catholic United Church the daughter of a heretical and schismatical church, which is the Russian Orthodox Church. How is that possible? Where's the logic? Well, the logic is here.